Okay. I can ask the question on the stream.
Sure.
So I was looking at my character over the week, and I have the bless spell, what lets you bless up to 3 people.
Correct.
And I was wondering, can I bless rot?
I would think so. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. As one of the 3, not.
Right. I'm sure. I can't see a reason not that you couldn't. All right.
Since he's always seems to be in the front, he might benefit from that. Anyway.
And I think because Elmore leveled, he just picked up 5 more hit points, if I'm not mistaken. 5 hit points.
Oh, Rot dead?
Yeah. So I will edit him here in a second.
Yeah, he's up to 40 now.
5
That's
plus
so depressing that
5 per level.
Your dog has so much more hit points than I do.
He's always had more hit points than you.
He's only one behind me.
All right, so welcome to March of the Confederates, episode 59.
Wow.
When the group last ventured forth, they are headed into the Moonwoods. They are in the Moonwoods, I should say, and are making progress towards where they believe they can find the green dragon, Dredrig the Cunning. They had stopped to camp for the night and were visited by some manticores. It was supposed to be 5 manticores, but 2 got lost on the way somehow. So it turned out to only be 3 manticores. And they had just concluded dispensing with those when we left off. So they turned now to the party.
Is it now daybreak, or are we still at night?
You're still at night.
All right. Well, I'm going to wait for
time for the
daybreak
other
for my
two
stuff.
The other 2 manticores.
Yeah. It's possible. That's possible.
Well, let me get a short rest in here first.
Well, we were long resting, weren't we?
Yeah, I long rested.
Well, I didn't know if he was going to allow us to do that or not.
Well, you can do that when we get to morning. You shouldn't long rest until we get to morning.
Well, I'm going to short rest then if we can't get a full rest in. So.
All right. Well, you'll have to sit around for 30 minutes, but yes, you can short rest.
Yep. Well, that way I get my key points back, and in case we roll another random encounter in the middle of the night.
Fair enough.
Who was on watch?
The manticores was me. It was first watch.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that I have, plenty of.
Did we already search the manticores, or
Matt disassembled them?
Matt
took their spikes.
Matt dissected them.
Yes, I dissected them.
Henry. So
Which
I don't know
now
if you call
apparently
that
And I helped.
Yeah, and he helped.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
We're over here by like a couple mad scientists. Is that the liver?
Ooh, look at that one.
So
this one has a
liver
nice
looks
texture.
nice and healthy. Do
we want to drag the dead manticores away from camp?
You think we could?
Yeah,
make some
I'm
liver
sure
pate?
we would. I'm sure we would scooch them off to the side so they don't attract anything.
Oh,
And Howard, I'm gonna reappoint Rot at the end of our long rest.
Think we can chop up some manticore bits, maybe some manticore.
Well, I did say to save those because those would be good for breakfast.
Right. Have some, maybe make some beef jerky, some
wings.
Yeah. I'll make Xander some manticore testicle fry up.
Right.
No thanks.
Silvery moon oysters.
You haven't got hair on your chest unless you try these things.
These will make a man out of you.
How do you know
all of us have had it before, so you're the only one that hasn't. So
Yeah, everybody else has tried it.
Is that how you get blooded into the party? You got to do
Right.
You're
It
not
is
part of the
now.
party till you get Manicore testicles, and
It's a good thing we got those, right off the bat. I mean, you
Yeah.
haven't been here
And-
that long.
how
I mean,
lucky
we
is
had-
that?
Ray had to wait like 6 months.
It was really bad. It was really bad. But now that you're here and we have it, we've got enough for a double helping.
Right.
So maybe we should get Ferris to try and backtrack in the morning. Get Ferris to backtrack
Look
the
the other two
Manicore's
Manticores.
trail, see if we can't find their lair.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yep.
I would point out that Manicores are flying creatures.
Oh,
Well, if we roll well
They
enough,
don't-
right?
He
don't
can track
really
an
know
eagle
what-
through the sky.
he's a ranger. He can smell things, Look
He'll
for
follow the trail of scat that's been left through the woods.
where their wings bumped into
This
trees.
crap
and
clearly
stuff.
fell from 50 feet.
All right. Any other follow-up actions? You guys drag what's left of the bodies over there between the damage you did to them and then the damage that Conry did to them rather intentionally afterwards. Were a bit of a mess, but
Did you
Right,
make
them-
So
copious
who's on
notes there,
who's
Ray?
on guard now? Who's on doing watch?
It'd be the second watch. So whoever's up.
I'll do
I guess
second
I-
watch.
I think Conry has to take first watch because of his inability to see in the dark.
I usually take last watch.
Yeah, as I was saying, last watch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you said first watch.
you did say
No, I
first.
took first watch. Did I?
He took
Okay.
first watch.
All right, so everybody else is back in the hut, and I'm on watch.
Yep.
Sounds
I'll try
like
to
it.
walk off the Manticore entrails. Dude, we could
Save
take the
that for-
wings and make like gloves out of them for future dissection.
Right.
Yeah. Think of all kinds of fun things for that.
Well, we've got 3 coin purses right here.
So are you leaving the drift globe out?
I don't need it, but
Actually, I have a question for the drift globe.
Yeah.
If she makes the walls of the tiny hut opaque, will that prevent the drift globe's light from being projected outside the hut unless she turns it transparent?
See. Spells.
We make the drift globe blink on and off so we could have like a rave out here.
Oonts, 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 oonts.
We have a bard, right?
No, that's true. But this bird wants to sleep. You guys do a watch. It's fine.
We like to move it, move it.
Boontsy cats and boontsy cats and boontsy cats.
So it just says the dome is opaque from the outside. It is transparent from the inside.
So if they could do this watch inside if he really wants to.
Well, I'm more thinking along the lines of if we can just leave it as the drift globe going and have it not go out, the light go out to give away our position until something happens, and then you can make it transparent. That way Conry doesn't have to be fumbling in the dark.
I will say that you can have the drift globe inside there and the light won't come out if you have it opaque.
can we just
However,
throw a cloak over it or something?
it would be rather bright inside the place there for sleeping accommodations, and it may not be very conducive for good rest.
I have a light spell. I found that this week too. So
We're
I can
finding all
cast
kinds
that.
of shit.
Yeah, I can cast that like on something Conry's carrying, and it will just shine a light from him. You got a hat on?
My fist wraps.
Well, I was thinking a hat because that would provide 360-degree
Right? No, I just like this.
illumination.
Well, you've got a jacket. We can put it on your belt buckle so that
Oh,
when
yes.
you're ready, you can flash them.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know how in kung fu movies where they rip off the shirt, just,
Right? Exactly. See, you got what I was putting down.
Do you have that moment during the fight where Connery, he catches one and draws a little bit of blood, and he takes the
Yes,
blood and
it's
he
like
tastes
this.
it.
Yeah.
He tastes it, and then it's game on.
What's the quote from Monty Python?
Pining for the fjords.
No, your father was a was it?
Oh, your mother was a hamster.
Your father smells of elderberries.
Yeah,
Your mother was a
father
hamster.
smells-
And your father smells of elderberries.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries.
I was thinking more of Dodgeball,
Yeah,
right? Where Ben Stiller goes, "Nobody makes me bleed my own blood."
I haven't seen that. So.
All right. So Jason, is LaFay taking watch from outside the?
Yes.
All right. What was the answer on the drift globe? What are you guys doing with it?
Can we put it in the hut and then just throw a cloak over it? I mean, wouldn't that block the light?
You could just turn it off, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then
let's just turn it off.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't want to turn it off was because only Aaron can turn it on or off. And if she goes after Conry, he'll be effectively blind until she can go. So if we can throw a cloak over it, anyone can pull a cloak off of it and turn the lights on.
I think you ought to flash it on and off right as I hit them, so that they're like, "What the hell was that?"
It's inside the room.
It's inside the room.
So Anna has
5
installed
meters.
the
3 meters. It's inside the room.
the drift globe clapper.
Yes. Yeah. Every time I hit him, schwack, whack.
All right, so you're gonna throw a cloak over it.
Yep.
All right, I will. That.
Otherwise, Conry loses an entire turn while he's like fumbling in the dark. No offense, Conry. I mean, it's your weak human eyes.
Yeah. I need to get him. What is that? From? Oh, dang it! The movie
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black.
You need to get a shine implant.
Yeah, I need to get a shine implant.
Get him shaved.
Oh no,
or
I know what it is, Mike. He needs he needs some Lobioptos from Atlantis. Remember those?
All right, very good.
I don't know if I want to involve that Atlantis, Matt.
Yeah.
Jason, do you want to roll a D100 for me? Right.
97.
7. Very good. Okay, your watch passes without incident.
All right, I'm going in the hut. Who's coming out?
I could do one because I got night vision. What did I do with my forge? There we go. Okay, sorry.
One.
This is a third watch, right?
Yep, third watch passes without
third watch.
incident.
Man, gosh darn it.
All right, I believe Conry is who you designated as last watch, right?
Correct.
In order for him to, well, the presumption there is that he's watching Coach Dawn, correct?
Yep. I'll be out
Oh,
here
yeah.
doing my katas. There's no dawn. It's like still pitch black. Morning has broken. It's not getting light.
Roll your bones, man.
It's
What are
because
we
Dawn
rolling?
has.
Roll your
100.
D100. Oh, I thought we were, man. Didn't we switch to like once per day or something like that? Oh, one more and I would have had 42. That would have been awesome.
All right, very good.
Out here doing my katas.
You now take your long rest.
I don't know that do I need to do the long rest? I guess. I don't know. It's a new day.
And Anna's spell goes away.
Jason, did you take your long rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't see Ray. I don't see.
Ray's already got full. He's already full.
I need a new rod.
Me too.
It's like he doesn't see Ray. Ray's doing his job.
That's exactly right.
I don't see Ray.
If you scroll up in the chat bar, you'll see that
Yeah. I did
Xander and Ray both took long rests last game session.
Yeah, at the end there.
All right, very good. Any additional follow actions? Rot is so.
I do indeed have an action, but I will wait till everybody else goes.
Ferris is going to do his ritual to summon Rot again.
Here, doggy.
Here, boy. Here, boy.
Who wants to eat some of those whatever we just killed?
You guys are going to make some manticore steaks for breakfast.
Indeed.
Yeah, I can't
Manticore
don't have
chow.
enough time to make manicore sausage, but you know.
Yeah. Did they have
I
any
got those-
eggs? Were any of them female? Did they have eggs? Do manicores have eggs?
I don't know. I've not studied the breeding habits of manicore.
The answer is no. No, they do
Yeah.
not.
We have. Yeah.
This is on my thesis when I get back. So
Right.
you know,
Yes. Absolutely.
I gotta pay attention. So
Well, we could try and
Ray-
find their den and then
Yeah,
see if
right.
they have any
Do that.
eggs at their den.
I would love to, but I don't know how we're gonna realistically track a flying monster.
Yeah.
What are the habits of it? Where would it roost? You know, things like that. We might be able to like take a shot in
Yeah.
the dark that way.
Rocky crags, cliff faces. Think eagle, but big.
Yeah.
Are there any cliffs around, Howard?
You're aware of.
I will be right back.
All right.
All right. New Rot. None too happy about getting killed last night.
Well, he'll just have to try harder.
Well, you set him out there as bait.
That wasn't me. I was out there
Tripwire.
with you.
Tripwire, not bait. Tripwire.
Yeah, he wasn't bait. And
was a fleshy wall, which we
he did
attempted
absorb.
to stand behind.
He was, not necessarily sacrificial, but he did absorb some damage in keeping attention on himself. Poor guy.
He did. He was the best boy, and I've got some grilled manticore waiting for him when he comes back, even though he's a spirit.
He doesn't really eat, but okay.
He kind of behaves pretty dog-like for the most other things. So
Also doesn't.
as a chain master, I'm sensitive to that.
Yeah, manicore femur to chew on.
Exactly.
On a bone. Very good. All right. So you said you had a follow-up action there, Mike?
Yeah. So when everybody wakes up, Ray's preparing a hearty meal of grilled manticore in a variety of forms with some foraged herbs and some vegetables that he found. And he kind of looks at everybody as he's cooking and says, "So, we're hoping to run across this dragon pretty soon. And I understand that we're all agreed that once you poke a dragon, it's better to finish it off than let it stew and plot revenge. Anybody disagree with that?"
I agree.
All right.
Wait, the druid?
So
I thought the druid was always for letting
Well, he's
living
for
things
balance.
live.
He's for balance, and the green dragon's not very balanced. So this is as Ray again. So I'll tell you my plan and what I've got to bring to this fight. I think we should all discuss this at least briefly so that we can work well together on this and there's no misunderstandings. I've got these scrolls of fairy fire that I plan to use right out the bat to make it easier to hit with any targeted attacks. I plan on hexing its durability, its stamina, so that Connery can have a little bit better of a chance with his martial arts. And I've learned a new spell that will make it weaker to resisting magic, although not a significant or consistent amount, but it might be enough. So my intention is to strike from hiding, attempt to an assassination blow to get the most damage in the first round if I can. If I can't, then I move forward with fairy fire to make it easier for everyone, X to get additional damage when I do attack it, and then constant debuffs to attempt to make it easier for the rest of us that are using magical actions to affect this dragon. I also have darkness, but depending on how big the dragon is, it may be too big of an area if I cast it on like an arrow that then gets shot into its eye. That would be a wonderful thing, but if it's not bigger than 15 feet, that would make it difficult for everyone else to attack it. So I don't expect to use darkness. That's what I've got.
Do dragons have dark vision?
Darkness is immune to that. Out of character, the description actually says that a creature with dark vision cannot see through this darkness.
Oh, okay. Well,
The only thing that could it depends on how big he is.
Okay.
If he's smaller than 15 foot, then the radius of the darkness spell would be larger than the dragon and make it difficult for everybody else to target it.
Well, I thought he was an adult green dragon since he has.
I don't know that. I thought and was hoping that he was a young green dragon.
Oh well, he was intimating that the powers that it had were
don't know.
that of an adult green dragon. So that's why.
No, I thought it was. I didn't think it was quite an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's jiving with what I remember.
It's
too.
an annoying teen.
But he was
If it is
intimating
larger
that
than
he had, he could influence the entire region, which would intimate that he was an adult green dragon.
I'll tell you what, if it's bigger than 15 foot, I will definitely use darkness. But it means that you guys can only easily target parts of it that are outside of the darkness.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's less than 15 feet, then I don't want to use it because I don't want to block out everybody else's attacks.
Too bad. we don't have
And
very
darkness
many
would also give full cover, so I don't think that it could be targeted by ranged attacks.
Gotcha.
So I would rather not do that unless
Do
I
we
have
have
a really clear
blindness
path.
instead that we could
I
shoot it
don't.
with?
I
No?
don't.
Okay.
Ray
Anybody else have
is describing
blindness?
what
Blindness.
his abilities are.
Blindness. Bueller?
So back to as Ray. I'd like to go around the campfire as we break fast with this meal that I've prepared for us, and let the party know what you're bringing to this fight, that we can, as best we can, bump this thing off. Conry, you're right there.
Well, I think I demonstrated.
Last
what
one
I
gets
bring.
these extra manticore fries.
Right. I think I've kind of, given all my abilities away in combat. I mean, we've got the.
It's not just what your abilities are; it's the tactics of how you plan to attack. So I was saying, I'm going to try and use fairy fire to make everybody have advantage to hit.
Right.
Then hex against its constitution to make it more susceptible to your martial arts.
Yeah.
And then I have a new spell that makes it less resistant to saving throws, magical attack. Yeah, Ray would describe it as magical attacks, but it reduces its saving throw, the next saving throw, by a d4. So if for example, if we target its constitution, it's going to have disadvantage on the constitution roll and take a minus 1d4 on the disadvantage roll.
I am missing. Where is the notes? Party, and then where was the journal? Was that in party notes?
It's it's in party notes, I believe.
No. I'm missing the potion that I was going to take out of there. That potion that helped against the poison attacks.
Physical therapy. That's party funds.
Yeah, but wasn't there another one that
I
we
don't
had
know
out
about
of
the other
out of the
one.
last?
I thought that all the potions that we had gotten as loot were distributed.
I thought so too.
Physical therapy, and then giant potion of hill giant strength.
There's a giant strength, and I think there was a potion of heroism, if I remember right.
No, it was a potion of. I don't know where the hell it went to. I'm not seeing it now. Like a potion of invulnerability or something?
I don't remember.
No, that was the beasts thing. The scroll, I think it was, of.
Yeah, there's a scroll of protection from beasts.
Yeah,
No,
but
there was
I can't
another
find.
potion. And I can't find your potion now.
If you re-imported, you would have lost it, and that's why it's still in
I
party
didn't
funds.
re-import. That's wonderful.
Well, if you can't find it, just bring
Yeah,
it back.
I'm gonna add it back.
And while we're all still talking around the campfire, so one of my favorite enemies is dragons. So
Lucky yes. I hope you strike often and hard.
well, it's I get advantage on tracking. So if we should be able to track it if we get it up against the ropes and it tries to flee.
Well, just
nice.
tracking it down initially, that was one of our issues, right? Was how we were going to track it down.
That was a potion. That was one each of that potion, correct?
One each of what? Physical therapy?
Physical therapy, yeah.
Yeah, I made one for everybody.
Okay, because now I had 6 in my inventory.
And then I get
that's just greedy.
Yeah. I get advantage on intelligence to recall information about dragons. But it doesn't give me like advantage on attacking them.
Right. Well, if I can use fairy fire, then you'll have advantage on attacks.
Do we know everything we need to know about the green dragon or green dragons in
We
general?
know everything that we could have gained from the resources that we had available. Yeah, I made a special trip to a store that specializes in dragon products.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So, to further what Ray is saying, I think Xander would probably start off with a bless, and bless whoever we think is most likely to be targeted by the dragon.
Conry, Rot, and Ferris.
How long does that enlarge spell last?
It's concentration. I think it lasts.
He
an
can
hour.
only do one concentration. He can either do bless or he can do enlarge. He can't do both.
So I was thinking.
I mean, I see where enlarge has some advantages if the dragon is taken off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, the only thing enlarge does is it gives you that extra D4.
Yeah.
But with bless, every time you make an attack, you can add a D4 to your attack roll. Or if you get hit by some, whatever from the dragon, you can add it to a saving throw. Right? If you have to resist the poison or whatever, right? So,
and I'll also remind you that the physical therapy not only gives resistance to poison, but it removes poison, but only once.
Yeah, so you need to wait.
Hold on to it until you are poisoned, then drink it, remove the poisoning, and give yourself resistance to poison for an hour.
What was that about the poison?
What was it?
So the potion that I brewed.
Oh, right? Physical therapy.
So if you drink it when you're poisoned, it will remove the poison status and give you resistance to poison for 1 hour. But if you drink it and then get poisoned, it won't remove the poison status. In other words, don't fire off too early.
So is a green dragon? He's immune to poison, obviously, but is he immune to acid as well?
Not necessarily.
Don't the dragons have two?
I mean, why don't we ask Ferris? It's his favorite thing to kill.
Yeah, let's figure it out. So that would be. What's my roll for that? Was that intelligence?
That was your.
Get back over there. Get advantage on intelligence checks to recall information.
This is just intelligence.
Yeah.
Is that what's replaced lore checks? Fifth edition?
I have no idea.
Because they have specific knowledge areas. They have religion, they have medicine, and they have nature. It's everything else just is a straight intelligence roll.
Okay. All right, here's my advantage.
That's his specialty, right? So he should have advantage on.
And he rolled with advantage.
Yeah.
All right. What specific bit of information are you trying to recall?
Whether green dragons are they're what they're resistant to as far as poisons and acids.
I know I was asking if they had immunities to anything other than poison, because it seemed like to me like some of those dragon types have immunity to a couple different damage or resistance to couple damage types. Maybe not immunity, but
So what do you roll?
18.
18. You know that green dragons are immune, totally immune to poison. I also will say that you recall with that 18 that he's amphibious and he can breathe.
You can breathe water.
Yep.
okay. I wasn't sure. It's been a while since I've messed around with dragons, so
Ferris does not recall anything about any other kinds of immunities or.
okay. So what I was thinking was Xander would probably start out with that bless and do his, as a bonus action, do his hex curse on the dragon, and then his follow-ups would probably be Eldritch Blast, or I might throw an acid Tasha's Caustic Brew at it, to start off, and then follow up with Eldritch Blasts after that. I could make somebody invisible. I mean, like instead of blessing 3 people, I could make Conry invisible.
It would only
But-
last until he punched.
Yep.
Oh yeah, is it as soon as he touches it?
Yep.
As soon as he makes an attack.
Okay.
Or cast a spell.
Wow. Okay. Well, and then the other thing, I was figuring on some point I would, do that celestial revelation where I'd start flying. In case it took off, maybe I could track
How
it.
long does that last?
Hold on, I'll tell you here.
10 rounds.
You might want to hold off until it does fly away.
Okay.
If you have to chase it while flying, I'd like for you to get the most out of it.
Well, I do 3 extra damage every time I hit it. If
Are
If
you
I'm
going to
using-
be? Is that for any attack or just melee attacks?
with an attack or a spell.
Hmm.
So really, what you'd get is I get 3 for agonizing blast. I get 3 for the hex, and then I get 3 for the radiant soul. So that's 1d10 plus 9. For every Eldritch Blast.
Mm.
So at a minimum, I'm doing 10 points of blast that hit. Up to 20. Without a crit. And I can do that, once I get the bless spell out, I could do 2 attacks in one turn because I have that speed up meta magic thing or whatever. I can spend sorcery points to have 2 actions. So I'd get 4 Eldritch Blasts in one turn. Now, that's pretty much it. I mean, for sorcery points, I'd be out by then, but that's a big initial. But it's like second round, like I said, because I got to throw my buff out there and my hex. And, so it'd be the second round. It wouldn't be the first round. I'd be dishing out 36 points if I hit all 4 times. At least, with the potential for 72 at the max.
All right.
Well, the only thing that I can add, and I know that it's going to have a high ass constitution, is somehow we got to make it be able to fail its constitution roll so that I can stun it, so that we can
Right.
just
Well, I'll be hexing it and then using a spell to make it even worse at resisting.
Okay, and then I can use my wings unfurled to attack it in the air if it's in the air. If I get it to, if I stun it in the air, then it could. I suppose it could take fall damage. That'd be nice.
Yeah. How high up can you go with that?
Let's see. Wing unfurled. When you use step of the wind, you're going to use a wing unfurled. Gain a fly speed equal to your walking speed until the end of the turn. Use this feature 3 times.
So 30 feet, probably.
45. Yeah, 45. It's still, my movement's still messed up on the character sheet, but
Okay. Okay.
and I can't change it for some reason.
Well, here's another thing too. Like if we found it sitting somewhere, right, counting its gold or whatever, I could cast an invisibility on Connery so he could get in close, because he's really the only one who's going to get in close.
Mm-hmm.
And I could also entangle it.
Yeah.
I will say that I bought some scrolls while we were in town.
But again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have one of them called Earthbind. Quite a bit of expense went into that one, but if it tries to take off, I can attempt to bind it to the earth, and I may even try and use it in the beginning. But I can't do that and fairy fire. But I can bind it to the earth, even if it takes off.
You don't have to concentrate on that,
can
right?
you fairy fire it after you've bound it?
No, they're both concentration spells.
Okay.
Even though fairy fire and earthbind are from scrolls, I still have to do concentration on it.
So the fairy fire, what was that about advantage?
It outlines it in fairy fire, and all attack rolls are at advantage.
I'd say that's probably, well.
I mean, is there anybody else who can cast fairy fire?
Negative.
I don't know.
Can someone else cast it from the scroll?
Only if they have it in their spell list.
Well, what about the druid? Is that something that's on your not prepared but available?
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
So maybe we do it that way. Maybe Ray cast the entangle, and LaFay can cast the fairy fire, right? And then, well, what were you going to do? What were you going to do, LaFay? Were you going to throw some concentration thing at him?
Well, I do. Like I said, I do. I also have that entangled spell that if he's on the ground, I can use that. It depends on.
So why don't we start with entangle? Because earthbind will work if it's flying.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we start with entangled. That may or may not work, right? Depending on some throws. And then I'm not familiar with fairy fire. I'm just looking at it now. Okay. Affect creatures shed dim light. Okay.
Basically, everybody gets advantage, and it can't go invisible.
Well, I think it might be better if LaFay took that. I mean, it's Ray's, so it's up to him. But
if you want to hold concentration on it, then that's fine by me.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that, LaFay?
Yeah.
Hold concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else would you be doing to whack the dragon if you weren't concentrating on that? fairy fire?
Well, I mean, my most powerful tool is that call lightning, but
Okay.
That's going to be concentration too.
That is concentration. So obviously you can't use both, right? I mean,
Correct.
you can't keep yeah, that's my I mean, in terms of like striking blows against the dragon, that's a good one.
So,
However, I did have a question on that though that may dictate. It's I know that it's rain. The call for lightning is a 60-foot cylinder that I can locate, but I don't think I can move it.
Sounds right.
Once I locate it, so the dragon can fly. I'm assuming dragons can fly long distances quickly, right?
Probably.
So he might be able to fly out of it pretty quickly, in which case I've just kind of more or less wasted a 3rd level spell.
Unless I can bring him down into it again.
Yeah. The other thing, this conjure minor elementals. I can conjure up and I want to check with you on this, Howard. It says one elemental of a challenge rating 2 or lower. So at my level right now, level 7, I can only conjure, or I could only change into a creature of a challenge rating of a half. I'm assuming though that with the spell says what it is. Whether I can change into it myself, I can use the spell to conjure a elemental of a rating 2, right?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can summon a CR2 elemental.
Right. And those can be I mean there's some flying ones of that could either be of help.
I would suggest an air elemental to try and keep it forced to the ground if we can.
Yeah. I don't know if it might help us find the dragon though.
That's Ferris's job.
Okay. But can I I've got this polymorph. Transforms a creature that I can
think
see
all
within
of the
range
spells
into
that you're
use.
naming are concentration spells.
Yeah, I'm just wondering which one might be the best to use. Could I transform the dragon into something else?
Yes, you can.
Something that's weaker?
It gets a saving throw.
I guess the only problem with it is I think it eventually returns to its normal self. Yeah, it's not gonna work. We could kill it in its newer form, but then it would revert back to its dragon self with full hit points. Yeah, I mean, I think the entangle, call for lightning. Of course, call for lightning are probably going to be my best tools.
So if we find it on the ground, then we would want LeFay to start off with entangle, right?
Sounds like it.
Okay. So then Ray could start off with the fairy fire.
Right.
Right. And then if he breaks the entangle, then LeFay could go to something else.
Correct.
Like call lightning. Yeah. And then if it takes off, which it will, I'm assuming as soon as it realizes there's a group of people there to do it damage. It probably.
I will also say that from Wormworks, dragons are arrogant sons of bitches who are very full of themselves. So constant taunting might be effective in this case.
Okay, so that's for Anna.
No, I mean just general taunting. In other words, piss him off.
Okay.
How many times they drop your egg?
Mm-hmm. A lot of times.
So then we know. So for Ferris, right? It's just going to be archery, right? You don't have anything. Do you have any spells or anything to whack him with?
You should have spells.
I have spells, but I don't have. The only thing I can summon a beast. That's it. That's the only thing as a spell that I have that would attack.
Is that rot?
No,
That's something other than rot.
that's something other than rot.
That's not a concentration spell, though. Right? I mean,
Got a question. You had brought up air elementals. Are we able to conjure air elementals? Did you say?
Yeah, I think Jason can conjure.
Yeah. Sorry, I can. Yes.
Can the air elemental affect, wind speed and such? I mean, thinking about things that can affect its ability to fly again. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure on that.
If call storm or some kind of like.
is that concentration, or do you just summon the elemental and then you can go to another concentration spell?
It's a concentration up to 1 hour.
It's a.
Concentrate. It says concentration, duration, concentration up to 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah, I might want. Well, I think we probably ought to wait on that one till he takes off.
Either it takes off or you don't have anything else to concentrate on.
Yeah. Like he breaks the entangle.
As long as he's on the ground, the lightning might be better if we can keep him around. But
I'm also thinking about dispersion of his breath weapon. If we had something that would be high wind or something. I mean, I don't know if that would be a usable mechanic in the game. If real world physics would actually work in the game or not.
Which physics are we talking about?
If you put a poison cloud down and the winds, blow it away, then it'd be dispersed and would no longer be, dangerous.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So if you have a gust of wind spell or an air elemental or...
Yeah. So that's why I was getting that there.
Well, I've got a prestidigitation. I have trouble saying that. Spell, a cantrip that produces a gust of wind. Is that enough?
I don't think that's strong enough.
No, we're talking like a large gust of wind.
Okay.
Yeah, you could blow out a candle with your prestidigitation.
Yeah, it would be like versus, a thunderstorm.
Open a shutter or open a door or something, minor with your little gust of wind there. You're not going to be able to clear a room of poison cloud.
Gotcha.
I've got Death Devil.
So,
Wind Wall.
I don't seem to have any elementals that are below CR5.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused. I mean, there's obviously there's creatures, CR, creatures, but
Give
says says I can do one elemental of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 elementals of challenge rating 1 or lower, 4 elementals of challenge rating a half or lower, 8 elementals of a challenge rating 1/4 or lower. But I don't know where to find a list of elementals in their challenge ratings.
So an Azer or Gargoyle, CR2.
Okay. Oh yeah, I just found it. Okay.
If
So
you
yeah, an
look in-
Azer or a Gargoyle. CR1's like a fire snake or a giant strider. What's a Mepit?
Mephit. The little
Mephit?
wing,
Yeah, Mephit.
little winged creature find in the elemental planes. Any little
Yeah, they got armor class of 11 and 27 hit points.
can't summon an air.
I could summon 8 of those little bastards.
So this is the backup to we're discussing to entangle if the entangle fails.
Right. So if I entangle him, then I've got to concentrate on that spell and keep him entangled, and I can't use any other concentration spells.
Right. Do you have some other spells that can do some damage or disability?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got Scorching Ray and other things that are,
Okay.
instantaneous. So I can attack him. I'm
Okay.
just going to be using spells at a higher rate because the nice thing about Call Lightning is that I cast it and it does damage each time, and I don't have to recast it again. So I'm not using spell slots up each turn.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to want to come out of this with anything.
You're right. I mean, I got a lot of spells, so I mean,
Yeah. Okay, so Ferris, what did we talk about with Ferris? We talked about his summoning. What was it you were going to summon?
Small, creature like rot. It's a conjuration.
Do you have something that flies?
It can be a fly. It could be a bird or something, I guess, the size of that.
Okay, well, let's figure out what that would be. Is that's a concentration spell?
It's a conjuration.
But do you have to concentrate on it?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
That little T with a circle around it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a concentration.
That's okay. I mean, because you mostly doing damage with your bow is what I'm thinking. But this could be something you do before that adds to the onslaught or whatever we throw at this thing right off the bat. What do we?
So yeah, I mean yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. It's not a real strong. Either one of them aren't real strong creatures, but they can definitely help.
Well, like LaFay was talking about, if the entangle doesn't work, then he would summon a bunch of these air elementals, smaller creatures, but 8 of them, right? So throw whatever this is going to be. Is it like an eagle, or is it a specific?
Yeah, I would say
creature?
it'd be a large, bird, eagle. I mean, it says it's a small beast, which I imagine to be roughly, wolf dog size. Nothing spectacular. So in a bird form, I guess, yeah, an eagle or some form of predatory bird.
So that would be something you would cast like right before.
That would, yeah.
And then you'd have it there, right? And then is there something else magic-wise that you would throw into the fight, or would you just go straight to the bow?
I'd go straight to the bow.
Okay. Well, and that'll be super useful especially if it takes off, because we're going to need to hit it and keep hitting it.
I'm looking at this elemental, this Azure, and he's immune to fire and poison.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a armor class of 17 and 39 hit points.
Yeah. And how many of those would you conjure?
There's all kinds of like spells showing up in my spell book as I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's because I am fixing your spell list. Those are available spells that you have.
I thought I could only have a certain amount of known spells.
You can only have a certain amount of prepared spells, but I think rangers are like clerics or druids, I think.
You see that little gear that's next to like speak with animals? Out to the right, next to the trash can. Those are always prepared. You should have some spells that you're able to prepare, and we need to figure out how many. Yeah, you should have quite a few more spells. You wonder why you weren't using your spells as much. Stupid importer does not bring in your total list.
Oh, then I read all the stuff when I was doing it wrong, because I thought I could only have, a certain amount in the first level and a certain amount in the thing, and that was it.
Well, you can only have a certain amount prepared.
Okay.
But you can change those in and out based on the situation. I don't know how often, but
once per long rest.
Once per long rest. Yeah, you can switch around what spells would be most useful.
Well, that's good to know. I totally misinterpreted that then. I thought I got to pick a couple of spells and that was it.
Well, you do, but you can change them around once you pick them. That's a little different than like a wizard or a sorcerer.
Don't let me interrupt. You guys were making some great plans here.
I think
Right.
Ray
So
said his piece for now. He's waiting for everybody else to think about it.
Yeah, and I think we've got a plan now for LaFay, and we're closing in on Ferris.
so I'll summon an air beast with my action. Sick rot on the dragon if it's on the ground, or can be. And then the summon beast, once I summon it, its turn is supposed to follow mine. Would it then have a turn?
Yeah, it'd be like rot, I think.
It's a little different than rot. Basically, goes with you and only takes action if you use your bonus action. The summon beast, you command it, but it takes action immediately after you.
Right.
So the way I would see that going down is we'd find the dragon, then we'd take a turn, and everybody would summon whatever it is they're going to summon, right? And then the next turn is when we would let all of this shit loose. You know what I mean? So you'd
Yeah.
have your summoned animals sitting there beside you or whatever, and then the next turn,
ready
you
to
would-
rock.
yeah, you'd be, bow strung or your arrow knocked, and meanwhile Ferris has conjured his elementals, right? And he's getting ready with his entanglement. He's ready with his entanglement, and the rest of us, I think, are all just. I mean, assuming we can pause for 10 seconds before we launch into this dragon before it seizes. That's might be a big assumption that we get the drop on the dragon and not the other way around. But
Well, again, let me point out that if this is an adult green dragon, that we aren't going to be able to get anywhere near it in its lair. Of course, if we attack it in its lair, we're stupid because its abilities within its lair are even greater than out in the open. Within a mile of it, I think I don't know if it's like something like within a mile of its lair. I don't remember. That it can use all the birds and the bees and the rodents to spy on everything going on around it.
Well, Lady Tagarda told you.
Yeah, so that's why I said it's an adult green dragon, not a adolescent green dragon.
yeah, I don't. Again, I'm just going off what Howard told us, and it was not mentioned as a full-grown dragon.
I know, but if it has
Not
that
an
ability, it's a adult green. It's at least an adult green dragon. Which, I mean, they are, so they do spread lies. They do purposely mislead people. So, I mean, to make people underestimate it would be a tactic of a adult green dragon.
So our dungeon master is under the spell of the green dragon.
No, it's just it is his duty as a DM gaming the adult green dragon to, mislead
A
everybody.
lie.
That's just the way it is.
So, all right, Brad, are you saying we're going to summon our stuff and hold, or are we going to,
We're going to start with summoning things.
Initiative with the initiative
We're going to
stuff?
do it before. We're going to do it before we roll initiative. Before we
Hopefully.
start the attack.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. If we get the tactical situation to our favor, that's the way we would do it. If not, then start summoning your shit right off the bat, and ducking and dodging.
Okay. And I want to make sure I have this right. I can still shoot a bow with a concentration spell running, right?
You
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could do anything other than, well, you could
Cast
do
another
anything
spell.
other than another concentration spell.
Right. And you can still do that. You just lose the first concentration spell if you do that.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, there's no limits. It's just you lose that first concentration spell if you. But now, if you get hit, you got to do that concentration check to see if the hit knocked your concentration off or not. But
Okay. All right. So we'll summon our stuff beforehand, and then
hopefully we'll do that. That's what we'll do, and then launch into it with. So we still haven't figured out. I think Anna is.
That's correct.
Next up.
She's mocking, right?
Well, yeah, that's not a concentration spell though. So I was kind of wondering if there was a roadblock there. Like if she has something.
Keep
Well,
it pinned down.
the concentration spell that I would probably be doing would be heroism, if anything, because if
Be
I
good
can
for Connery.
I could cast that as a 4th level, and that would. Howard, am I correct in saying that would cover 4 people, or is that 3 people that it would cover?
What spell did you say again?
Heroism.
For heroism.
Heroism. So it by default targets one person,
Mm-hmm.
and for every slot above second, target one additional creature. So if you cast it at 4th level, you could target 3 creatures per hero.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I
then
wasn't
can
sure
you
if it was 3 or 4.
could you still do your mockery while you're concentrating on that?
Yeah, it's not a
Yes.
mockery's not a concentration.
Okay.
All right. Well, the other spell that, the other thing that I do have that might be, I don't know how effective it is that I do have 3 dispel magic slots available as well.
In theory, dragons can cast magic. So yeah, if you have counter magic of any kind, that might be useful.
So I do have that available as well, and it
So
goes
important
120
note,
feet.
Yeah, important note: if you get hit with something that you can't handle, call out for Anna to dispel it.
Yeah.
And that's not a concentration spell either, right?
Yeah, I think it's a fire and forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Because once she throws that heroism on people, we don't want to make her break.
We don't want to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
that
going
would
to be working
melee,
from range,
yeah.
so hopefully I won't need heroism.
So if I can cast it on 3 people, I guess it would be a good idea to try to figure out which 3 people. I would imagine Connery would definitely be one of them.
Mhm.
But who should the other 2 people be?
You could do like I'm doing. I'm casting bless, and I'm casting bless on Rot, or at least I'm thinking about it, right?
Mm.
Because he's a bullet shield, right?
How many people are going to be tanking this thing? Am I the only one that's going to be up there face to face?
I would imagine.
It ain't gonna be me. Xander's got an AC of 19. That's a good bit better than me. Ferris is archery. LeFay is spells. So both of them would get disadvantage if they were in melee.
Correct.
And then Anna, I don't know if she's going to be doing any attack, but same deal. If she's using spells, she'll be at disadvantage because she's in melee. So
What's
I think
the disadvantage?
There's a disadvantage if you're in melee doing spells.
A disadvantage to your melee attacks?
A disadvantage to spellcasting.
To your
It's like using a bow and arrow in melee combat.
uh-huh.
There's a disadvantage to using that when you're toe to toe with somebody.
Well, it depends on. I would think it would depend on what effect you were using, right? I mean, if you're using a touch, then you have to be in melee.
Or like my poison spray, where I have to be within 10 feet, right?
I see. I thought there was a disadvantage for it, but maybe I'm wrong.
haven't.
I would be
I
happy to be
haven't read
proven
anything
wrong.
about that. But then again, what do I know? But
I'm not sure there's a disadvantage to it directly, but there's certainly not an advantage to being in melee for me. I mean, not just because it's easier for me to get hurt without really any advantage of me being very good being up close attacking. So
If you make a ranged attack with a weapon, spell, or something else, you have disadvantage on the attack roll if you were within 5 feet of the hostile creature who can see you and who isn't incapacitated. I think that your comment about things like shocking grasp, those are touch spells, not ranged spells. So those don't have disadvantage.
okay.
But like Eldritch Blast is 100% a ranged attack. Even if you're within 5 feet, it's still a ranged attack. Therefore, you're at a disadvantage.
Okay. All right.
Everybody got it?
Got it.
Yeah, Conry, I don't know what to tell you, man. We'll have Rot in there with you.
So me and Rot.
And a bird.
I think it's actually Rot and I. But yeah.
Unfortunately, Conry, I don't have any. Shion isn't durable enough to go into combat with
You're
you.
a doggy, a bird, and okay, gotcha.
Bird. Well, and
roll saving throw versus Grammar Nazi.
Yeah.
I think that's a disadvantage.
Wisdom or intelligence.
yeah, I don't know what to do about that, man. I feel your pain.
I'd be in there with you if I could, man. But I am.
Everybody's
too paper
planning on
thin.
buffing you. You know, with
you're gonna make him large.
And well, we talked about that, but the only thing the large does really is add a D4 to his damage if he hits, and it lets him engage, at a higher height if the thing takes off, right? But the bless adds 2D4 to his attack. So I think that's probably much better, especially when you're talking about those stunning blows and all that. Making sure that he gets the hit to get the stunning blow in.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing as much as I can to make those stunning blows land, Matt. So,
well, depending how things go down, I could send in the Azure to go side by side with him.
Well, yeah, that would you try the entangle to keep him down, right? And then if he breaks that entangle, which a lot of these things I think he's probably going to break because he's a dragon, right? And his saving throws are probably going to be pretty good.
Well, his saving throws are going to suck a little bit if they're con saving throws. So focus on his con saving throw, if you can.
What's the entangle saving throw?
Probably strength.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check.
Maybe dexterity.
Speaking of which, Jason, I think you'll find your spell book is a little more complete now.
Okay, thanks. The entangled is a strength check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's
I can
probably going to fail.
Now I will say, Xander, you can do hex too. So I can hex his con and you can hex his strength, but those are
I don't
those
have a
are
hex
concentration.
like that.
Oh, you
My
don't have
hex
hex like
isn't.
that?
My hex is not like that. No,
No, I'm sorry. You have the lame hex.
I have. Well, it increases my damage, but it doesn't. It's not a hex like that.
Mine increases my damage and it makes their a stat saving throw suck.
What
So
what
you have
kind
the
of
inferior hex.
what is your patron thing that gives you that hex?
It's not a patron. It's just a warlock spell. It's
Oh,
not
okay,
a patron feature.
okay. Yeah, I don't have that spell. I'm not sure which spells are warlock and which ones aren't. Now, is that a cantrip or is that a
That's a first level spell.
first level spell? Yeah, to comprehend languages, I don't know. Maybe that's not a good choice, but anyway. Yeah, so the entangle will probably fail, in which case LeFay will go to his summon elemental and bring that elemental in. And that'll be flying around pecking at it if it hasn't already taken off. And, once it takes off, there's not much Connery can do, I don't think. Run and hide.
When it takes off,
Yeah.
I'm going to go after it.
Oh, yeah, with that.
But I don't know what his fly speed is. Do we know what? Did we find out what the green dragon's fly speed was?
I don't know that we know that. Maybe Ferris knows.
What's that?
What his fly speed is?
Green dragon depends on the age, but
Well, let's go with an adult. Worst case scenario.
Green dragon's fly speed's 80.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh, wow.
catching it. Yeah.
And if it types the sprint, it's 160.
Yeah, we're never going to catch that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, none of us.
Because it doesn't say that I can sprint. I don't even know. I didn't know there was a sprint in fly. Flying, I thought it was just the fly speed. I thought it was on the ground that you could sprint.
No, you can take a dash action it's just movement.
Okay.
It's surrendering your regular action for doubling your movement.
Okay, so
Right.
I could do the same thing.
You could.
But my fly speed is slightly more than half of his his fly speed.
Yeah, well, and mine's only 30 feet. So, yeah, he can outrun us pretty quick, I imagine. All right, so we got our plan now. Do we feel pretty comfortable with our plan?
No, I think the odds are very poor, and I think we need to know. I always thought that if we could, find out if there was another dragon, if he was within somebody else's territory, that we could, but
he is not in someone else's territory.
Oh, I thought he was. So
no. So the map that we have from Wormworks was specifically based on their knowledge of other dragons in the area and the fact that they would kick the ass of somebody who encroached in their territory.
All right, so
they basically did a negative map to say where can't he be, and that's the only place that's possible is what's left.
Let me clarify that a little bit for you, Mike. When Ray was at Wormworks, yes, he drew out a map, but those maps are kind of like on tiers. So there is a dragon who claims the entire north as his territory.
Right.
It's an extreme ancient dragon. He's got lesser dragons underneath him that claim larger territories. So the ancient dragons and then the salt dragons and so forth, they all have, they kind of stick in their own little echelon. So there are overlaps between dragons at different levels.
Yeah, that's as I remember when we were getting told that he was supposedly operating on the fringes. They picked out, like 2 or 3 dragons, and he was operating on the fringes of each one of those, but it was on the very furthest extent of that territory or whatever. And so the other dragons, unless provoked, wouldn't necessarily take the time out to correct it.
So this was a point that I brought up very early on when we were talking about this, and I didn't really get an answer. And so I feel like maybe the answer's kind of evolving. Would it do any good to, talk to this ancient green dragon? I mean, it sounds like this dragon's so far below his notice that he maybe just doesn't care or doesn't know what's going on here.
So you want to narc on him?
No, I want to, get the writ of an ancient green dragon or an ancient dragon. I don't know we didn't say what dragon it was, to, kill one of his kin in his territory because he's causing a problem.
So I will add to because dragon is Ferris's favored enemy. He knows some of the higher dragons that run this area because Ferris is from this area. The huge ancient dragon that claims the entire north as his territory. He has about 6 different nicknames. He's a red dragon.
Okay, so it's not somebody that we can just walk in and go, "Hey, how's it going, buddy?"
And he has not been
survive.
He's not been seen in a long time. But he's about the size of a small hill. He is a big boy. And he's not been seen. He's not easy to miss. If he's in the sky, everyone knows it.
And it would be like a freaking grand adventure just to try to find this guy.
Yeah, he's not been seen in a long time.
And reds aren't known to be social with anybody anyway.
Yeah, it'd be like, grab somebody, crunch on them. Okay, now tell me your story. Wow, everybody else stands around horrified.
So, Ferris, because you are a denizen of the North and you have dragons as your favorite enemy, you do know that there is dragon royalty in the North. There is a king and a queen that rule the dragons in the North. They also are rather reclusive, but they do go to Silvery Moon every now and then in disguise. Their lair is a floating lair. It is a floating mountain that can occasionally be seen above the Silverwood. So to get to their lair, you're going to need an airship. And that's a duo, a gold and a silver.
Well, do we know anybody that knows how to get a hold of him? Anybody got his digits? Got him on, Instagram, maybe?
I got this phone number off of a bathroom stall in Silvery Moon's dock district.
To be perfectly honest, I'm thinking that they're just letting things run around until something gets out of hand. So,
I correct me if I'm wrong, Ferris, but dragons are kind of a "I'm all right, you're all right" kind of a thing. They're not going to mess with you unless you do something to draw their attention.
So Ferris, in the world of dragons, they see humans very much like humans see dogs. They are lesser beings. Dragons consider all of humans, all of humanity to be lesser to them. And they don't get involved or meddle in the affairs of lesser beings. they have their own stuff to worry about. So they don't really know. I don't know how to put that.
If something happens to a lesser dragon, I think they don't care either.
Now they're unless it starts causing problems on a political level, they just kind of ignore it.
Well,
They probably get together and laugh at him, saying, "Oh, what a lame ass! He got killed by humans. Clearly, he was inferior."
But it.
And a couple of dogs.
There are some dragons that do take interest in human affairs. Can be found.
Well, I don't know. This is going to sound like an Uhtred-esque comment, but I say we just kill the fucker. That's what I say.
Honestly, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's why Ray started the conversation of, let's know what the fuck we're gonna do before we have our first encounter and shit gets real.
Brad, did you get my little note I sent you there?
I did.
You mentioned
I did. I know that. I'm aware of it. I am a ways off from that yet, but I kind of figured I'd have to readjust. Once I got some experience or time in seeing what was useful and what wasn't. So,
but I'll tell you what, because you didn't get the chance to kind of play test this character up through the levels and learn how these things are. If you want to swap 2 instead of 1 this next time around.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. That's when I level up, guys, and not anytime soon.
All right, so I did have a question. So I know that we were going to buff Conry with the heroism, but was there anyone else that we were thinking would be useful for that?
Anything that's gonna go toe to toe with it, which is rot, and I don't know what else.
Yeah, and then
maybe,
I think
maybe Ferris, if he's going to be attacking from the open as a way to draw fire.
Well, I kind of thought about Ray too because of
Ray ain't drawing fire. Don't even think it. Ray is not drawing fire.
No, I'm saying because his hit point pool is so shallow.
Ray is going to be using a lot of hide actions and attacking from concealment. Ray staying away from fire. Ray staying away from poison and claws and big teeth. There's a history there with Ray and reptiles, don't you know?
Well, I don't know then. Maybe you don't cast it at 4th level. Maybe you just cast it at 3rd level.
So if I cast it at 3rd level, Howard, is that only 2 people?
Correct.
Or 2 beings?
Correct.
Okay. But I do share Conry's concern about if he's the only one who's going to be, doing the whacking up front, as it were.
Well, if you've got the AC for it, you could join him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're a bard. Go at it.
Well, but my concern is just that maybe, I don't know.
By the numbers, the person best suited by AC is Xander.
That hasn't worked out. That AC hasn't worked out.
I know, but I'm saying if we go by AC, it's Xander.
It's probably by hit
LaFay,
points too,
Ferris, and me all have light armor, so it's like 15, 16. Yeah. If you want to go by hit points, maybe Ferris probably has an edge in raw hit points.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you got, Ferris?
So
62.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, heroism on him, and then having him in the open because he doesn't get a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Might draw some attacks. But yeah, I don't know about Xander and LeFay's hit points, but Ray does not have the hit points to tank attacks from a dragon.
Yeah, I only have 44 or 41. 41.
Still
I have
more
1
than me.
point more than Rod.
I've got 54, and I've got an armor class of 17.
I got 33. I can't afford to be targeted.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, honestly, any of those folks doesn't sound like a good idea. But
I mean,
you know,
then do we think that this is a good idea for us to, you know?
We
I
already
mean,
accepted the job from the leader of Silvery Moon. It's kind of late to back out.
I mean, not necessarily back out, but the thing is that wasn't Conry saying that perhaps that we could try to talk to it first and then see?
Well, we did try and talk to it before, remember?
No, I was saying talk to somebody who is higher up the food
Right,
chain.
but the
I
thing
see.
is
Somebody
that I
higher
think,
in the food chain.
yeah, I think that even if we found a dragon higher up in the food chain that could do something and was willing to listen to us without just killing us outright, would want payment. Tribute, something. It would want something for its effort.
Mm-hmm.
What would we offer it?
we could offer it a monk.
X blades are crunchy.
couple of
This-
diet dogs.
Diet, oh yeah.
Well, like I said, if you want to have somebody else with Conry, could summon the Azure. But I mean, that's the only thing I've got really. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go melee. It's a waste of putting myself into danger for no good reason because I don't really have a whole lot of good melee attacks. So
Right.
Yeah. Well, what as far as the Azure, is it a thing where it's only viable for like a couple rounds, or what is it with the Azure?
let's see, it's see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
Second. Back to it. I went away for a second. Large environmental elementals. Duration 1 hour.
Okay. So maybe we should buff that thing too then.
But so I guess that's a question. So if the entangled fails, then does it make more sense to conjure a minor elemental or start hitting him with lightning?
I'd start with the lightning, and if he tries to get away, then drop the lightning and bring the elemental.
Okay, I think that's reasonable. That sounds good. And if I do the elemental, sounds like the Azure might be. I mean, I can do a lot of different things, but I mean, it looks like the Azure's probably the most single powerful thing.
Well, I don't know about
conjure.
that. I think it might be better to bring the Azure and have it attacking and have LeFay
So Conry's
use,
not the only one, yeah.
yeah, and have LeFay use some of his other damage tools.
Don't you have the ability to like conjure a fire elemental?
Well, yeah, there's the wildfire spirit, but
Is that
he's pretty
concentration?
weak.
But is it concentration? No. So it doesn't matter if he's weak; it's another target.
It isn't. No, it's definitely another target. Sure, but it's nowhere near like the.
I mean, even if he's just taking a dodge action and just like dancing in front of it, going, "You can't hit me," he's still going to do that area of effect heat damage.
Yeah, that takes an act. That would take an action. I guess, yeah. So I guess after the entangled, then my following action could be to summon the wildfire spirit.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to break that entangle.
Probably.
You try
Yeah.
it, right? You
Probably.
try it to see if it'll fail, but it's going to get multiple saving throws.
Yeah.
Each round it's going to get a saving throw. So eventually it's going to break that entangle. And well, I think that's not a terrible idea though, to throw the entangle, whether it works or not, bring the fire, whatever.
Spirit.
Wildfire
right?
spirit.
Yeah. And then because that's not a concentration spell, the very next round you can bring in the
Either lightning or an air elemental.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no could. I mean, the disadvantages, I'm using a turn to summon the wild fire spirit. That's not really going to do much damage.
As long as he's in range, it should do damage from the heat, even if it doesn't get an action.
Yeah, but it's only 2d6.
2d6 might be the difference between life and death.
Yeah, and it's something else to distract it.
3d12 like the lightning is, but I get it. I mean, it's something that's going to take can take some hits. So I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
And you can summon it like right next to the dragon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's yeah, right. Yeah, I can. I get, but if it's, I guess I can summon it. I guess even if it's in the air, right? I can summon it.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not. All right, can do that.
Also, I just remembered that, I mean, if we're just trying to get something else to perhaps have it to whack besides Conry and Rot, I do have the ability to do one of two things, which is animate uh an object. One of them can dance, and then the other one, let's see here. I'm not really sure what the other one does, but it says that this item is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands, and it lives for an hour or until it's reduced to 0 hit points or until I die. So
that concentration spell?
I'm not sure. It says feature.
I mean, I'm all for throwing, everything in the cabinet at it. Like summon whatever you got to summon, throw it at it with Conry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your second step, which I assume would be a buff, right?
Hey Howard, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can my sprite, because it has hands and vocal cords, use that fairy fire scroll? It's because I'm thinking it's literally like my spirit, and it is in the form of a fairy, and it's fairy fire. It seems thematically appropriate.
I mean, we all know
deep
down inside you're kind of a fairy, so.
You'll be swallowing those words when you get saved by a fairy.
I don't think swallow is a good term.
A fairy watches. A fairy helps watch over you while you sleep.
Source, when you say
a fairy watches you.
I think that was intentional.
So Shion, unlike a normal familiar, is you have the pack chain, correct?
I do have the pack chain.
So in theory, it can attack, correct?
Yes.
All right. For that reason, it could trigger a scroll.
All right. So then I will be having Shion use the scroll and then just bookend away till she can turn invisible.
Well, she could stand outside a certain distance, in shouting distance of it, and mock it.
There's a range for the spell. So she'd have to be within range of the spell to cast it.
No, I mean after she casts it, she could move.
Yeah.
Just outside.
After she casts it, there's no distance requirement to hold concentration.
And then
so she could just be within 60 feet of it, cast the spell, which drops her invisibility, and then she flies away.
She would no longer be invisible if she did that.
That's fine. She'll just fly away.
Howard, I had a question for the animated object. Like, for example, if I animated a rock or something,
Say again?
would I, like, if I were to animate like a rock or something, what would it be able to attack, or what kind of commands could I give it?
So you're talking about your animating performance?
So yeah, there's the animate one and then the dancing one. I don't know if I'm not sure about the dancing one, but
So the dancing item, it attacks. It becomes like a summoned creature.
mm-hmm. And then so is the animating performance animate and animating performance dancing item, are those two different things, or is that considered the same thing?
Well, one is it just makes the item move.
Mm-hmm.
The other one turns it into it basically turns an item into a summoned creature.
I see. So it would be used like for one thing. It wouldn't be used like several times then.
Yeah, where did this 45 charges? What does that mean?
Yeah, that I was thinking that was the hit points, but maybe I'm wrong.
Wish I could. How do you get the more details?
Let's see here. I just scroll over it to look at the description.
You would command it as a bonus action. It'd be very similar to a rot.
Okay.
Almost identical.
So is something like a tree or something like that, would that be considered a medium or a large object?
Tree's a large object.
Okay.
So it could be, boulder, fallen log,
Time store treant.
All right. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Am I missing somebody?
Oh,
There he is. Okay.
there he is, yeah.
All
right.
Somewhere.
So I've been giving it some thought, and I've also I was messaging back and forth with Howard too, because I've been talking about using thoughts of my background as an ascendant dragon, and some other things. Then it kind of opened up some other change of thought. And
Mm-hmm.
here's my thought process. So help me out with this. The green dragon is here for a reason. He's dominating the dryad, and specifically for a reason. And we need to find out what this reason is, so that we might have an advantage over the green dragon, and maybe we can change the equation, and maybe we can, save the dryad in this as well, so that the dryad isn't a collateral damage.
Yeah.
Because I think if we fight it anywhere near the dryad, then the dryad has to get involved, and then we have to, take out the dryad and or her minions, and so we're going to be causing collateral damage doing that, and so we need to find out why has the green dragon dominated the dryad. Then we figure out how to change that equation. If we, I don't know, part of me thinks, well, if we kidnap the dryad and remove her to a safe space, then the green dragon's going to be, he's going to be thrown off guard. He's going to be more likely to leave his lair. He's going to be more likely to leave the safety of the forest, and then we can take him down in a place of our own making and trap him. And also, again, we can, maybe save the dryad. So we need to come up with a plan. This is my thought. We need to come up with a plan to talk to the dryad and find out why is the green dragon here. Maybe the green dragon's using her because he's got, I don't know, dragon herpes and she can cure it. I don't know.
I thought we already went through that the first time we were there.
Right. I thought you guys talked to the dryad already.
We did.
Well, given that the green dragon was there, she couldn't do or say anything. And so, but this is, like I said, this is the thought process. It's been bugging me ever since the beginning of this, is that we need to find, because she's in an abusive relationship. We need to get her away from her abusive husband.
Yeah, we're going to get her away from him.
Well,
and we can't take her away from her tree.
Yeah, but
we're going to kill him, and then she'll be out of the abusive relationship.
I know, but if we remove her from the equation, then it's going to get him off.
How far can she get away from the tree in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm just saying we need to change our focus so that we're not just attacking him just like straight on, just busting down the door. Hey. I think we change the equation so that he's,
Yeah, I don't know.
A dryad will die if they go too far, isn't it?
Ferris, roll nature.
Rolling nature.
You can do it at advantage. This is your favorite territory. So, the dryad's revealed she is bound to that tree. So every dryad's bound to a living creature, usually a tree. She's bound to that oak tree.
We take an acorn from the tree, we plant the tree, and then make a new tree.
I don't know that works.
She needs to remain closer in contact with that tree. Now she can go away for a while if she takes an acorn with her.
See.
But if the tree dies, she dies.
And there was damage on that tree from the dragon.
There was damage on the tree.
And if you ask me, I think the dragon got her just for fun. I don't think he's got any other alternative motive aside from just being bad.
I think he's smarter than that. I think he's there for a reason.
Green kind of dicks.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't think we should fight that dragon in that clearing, per se, especially if we're slinging fire around.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't want her casting that whatever she did, that move thing on me again.
Charmed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
because
you
that
also
is
know
one
they're very
thing
good
that,
at that. Dryads
yeah.
do have they're very good
Well,
at using
I
charms.
I have the ability to remove certain effects that she would do, so I don't know if I'd be the best one to be speaking to her, but I know that if I approach her, that I have at least a few chances of not being, you know, thrown into the wiles of a dryad.
Yeah, she didn't charm us until things were getting touchy with the dragon, though.
Well, I mean, I personally, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to help. I don't know. I still think the dryad's the key to all this, and that we can. Because I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't fight a dragon. I'm just saying that the odds are not in our favor. We don't have any tanky people. We don't have any paladins. We don't have any. What was your character's name again? The old one. Well, you don't have a
Barbarian.
Centon. We don't have a. We don't have a.
Uhtred?
Uhtred. We don't have any of. We have a.
See, this is your
Connery.
chance to prove that your martial arts is superior.
Yeah.
How could you
Everybody's
pass up
gonna be
this
like,
chance
"Oh,
to
I guess
prove that
it
your
wasn't
dojo
superior."
is the strongest?
Which dojo is the strongest? uh,
Yeah, I
I
heard
just
the
know that
Green
thing.
Dragon said your dojo wasn't shit.
Yep.
Matt, just sweep the legs.
Yeah, just sweep the legs. So I mean, let's see. I don't know how to put this.
I said we kill it.
I say we try to find it away from any clearing, so that there's lots of places to, for like Ray and other people to be out of, direct fire.
I don't know how much damage you guys can do, but I mean, I'm looking at max. I don't know, average max. I mean, I'm looking at less. 10 hit points a round if I go full out, and I can only go full out for a couple rounds. At this is what I'm saying. So,
Do you have a short bow?
we're not going to be able to take it down with short bows.
Well, no, but once you run out of stuff, disengage, and it'll be a death by 1,000 cuts then.
It can take me down in one round. So I mean, in one attack, it could kill me if I don't make my saving throws.
Yeah.
But you'll be blessed, and so you can add a D4 to your saving throws.
Mm-hmm. And I have evasion also, but
I can revive you.
Okay.
But I think that
It's just a
Conley,
flesh wound, Connery.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound.
Revive you and then push you back out there again.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I think though that Connery's point is well taken about the Dryad in that, if we start fighting the dragon, she's gonna be fighting us too.
Depends on how far
And-
away we are from the oak tree.
Yeah, the dragon's
we're not
lair
talking
is
about
right
doing
there
it
by
like-
the oak tree, right? I mean,
Yeah, we
not-
don't
know
want
that
to.
we-
I
I
don't
don't know
think
that
we
we know
want to
that.
go the layer though. I mean, I don't know.
I think we specifically said we were hoping to not be near the lair.
Yeah.
Is that the case, Howard? Is the potential lair location on the druid's tree?
Not as far as you can tell. It looks like it's on the edge of what it would. The dryads. The dryads tree
Right.
is on the edge of the territory that the guy at the Wormworks thought could be the Green Dragon's territory.
There you go.
Okay, I say we kill it.
I say we circumnavigate the
Remember, it's your
tree
job to
and
find
the
it.
meadow,
So. Yeah.
and go a little deeper. It'll know we're there. It'll probably come to us. So once we get to our spot, we need to, summon our things. Oh, did somebody roll?
Yeah, I figured it'd been 2.5 hours and I hadn't rolled a dice yet, so I just wanted to make sure they still work.
We're all dead.
It's all that talking for nothing.
All right, well, start thinking of new concepts, everybody.
All right, then. I guess it's
Do we
rotten
want
eye
to
on point.
do we want to scout the? Well, I guess I'm a little confused. We know where the dragon is. Yes or no?
About. We know about where the dragon is.
Do we want to scout the area, see what's going on before we all move in?
Well, if you scout it, you can get spotted scouting.
Well, I'm just saying I could wild shape into something and go poke around a little bit. Just throw out an option.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a pretty big area, aren't we?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm confused by. I can't remember kind of the whole Dryad's tree and the dragon. And
I think what we want to do is get to the fringe and then start tracking.
you want to get close, and then do we want to then send a scout in to see if we can find the dragon and what it's doing?
I don't know. I think we need to get close. Well, then we let the ranger loose. Let him go find where the dragon is, and then he can come back and get us. That would probably be the way to go.
I like the wild shape idea too, though.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it, except that I don't know that a wild shape is going to be any better at tracking a dragon than a ranger whose sworn enemy is dragons.
Well,
I think it was less about the
detection
track.
thing.
It was less about the tracking rather than be him. I mean, if he tracks it down, and is he going to be able to kind of clandestinely see what the dragon's doing without being noticed and the dragon being suspicious?
Well, I just think that a ranger with super stealth skills probably.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all right.
I do like Conry's idea of using the Dryad. I'm just not sure how. I suspect that like if we confront the Dryad, she might be able to signal the dragon to lure it to us, so that we don't have to fight it. Alternately, if maybe we can get lucky on the charisma rolls
to lure the dragon there, and then not have to fight it. What is that?
Matt Conry was saying about how the Dryad seems like she's the key. The thing is I don't know what.
Well, I think we just find a way to get the Dryad to give up the goods on the dragon. Why is he here? Like I said, he's got dragon ED. I don't know, and maybe the Dryad helps him out with that. I don't know. She's got the little blue pill for him. I don't know.
He's a dragon. He's a young dragon trying to mark out his territory. Why would he?
He's trying to like get his Riz going.
Yeah, and he
and get a killer singles ad going.
Right. And she's using the tree network to, get his.
I'm not sure why there would be a different motive other than.
Well, he did show up to like fuck with us the last time we
Doing-
had anything to do with her.
Do with the dragons do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't see why are we trying to figure out a riddle that we don't even know is an actual riddle. Maybe not.
I'm suggesting it. I am not saying that it's the end all be all.
I mean, we could go to the Dryad and get her to, I'm sure, call on the dragon, right? Because that's what happened to you guys before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how that's to our advantage. I mean, because you guys were talking about, well, we want to do it away from the Dryad, right? So we don't damage her Glen and you know, she can't get involved. If we go to her, then she's going to get involved, and it's not going to be to fight the dragon, right? It's going to be to fight us.
So it's like the dragon has her charmed, you know, either under threats or
Intimidating,
magic.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, there might be an advantage of going to the Glen that would probably make the dragon, but we'll go there under the pretense of telling the Dryad that, hey, we helped that poor slob that was turned into a dog.
Oh, yeah. We do have to give her that update. That's true.
And let her know, and then
use that as an opening.
Yeah.
Right, and then we'll you know, go about our business supposedly, and then just, you know, wait for the dragon to show itself.
To look for us. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think engaging with the Dryad more isn't going to help. Aside from that, because it, you know, she obviously isn't going to risk her tree or anything else.
Well, we were able to make a charisma check last time, and we just didn't roll high enough. So maybe a second bite would get luckier. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I just don't want to get charmed again and go skipping off into the woods by myself.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about. I'm a little worried about involving the Dryad because I just don't see where it would do us any good. You know, because if nothing else, we're going to have to keep an eye out on her behind our backs to make sure she's not undermining us, you know? I don't know. I mean, we're, what is that, 2.5 hours into this session?
Oh, easy.
And
at this rate, I'm not expecting to leave camp.
2 hours to discuss a plan of attack, and then a half an hour to unrevolve that. And it's fine. I don't know. I'll go along with whatever the party wants to do. You guys have more experience with the Dryad and all that than I do, so.
Yeah, it's been a long time, though, since we talked to the Dryad. I mean, you know, has it been almost a year, I think?
Something like that.
Over a year, I'd say.
Yeah. So it's been a
Really?
minute.
Has it been that what? Has it been that long?
I think so.
There was 3 months there where we played like twice.
Well, I do remember Howard. I do remember Howard speaking to the fact that, like, don't overthink too much because he's probably not going to put us in a situation that's going to be something that is going to like just completely wipe us out. But well, he may be lying.
Why do you laugh like that, Matt?
Thank you, Howard. With that being said, let's move forward, right, Howard?
I would say that I would characterize your statement as mostly true. It is not my intention. It's not my intention to put you in a situation where things go completely wheels off. But
We could put ourselves in that situation.
I can't say that I can calculate correctly how things are gonna evolve, and B, the dice do play a role. So I don't know. But your statement is correct. Is that I do calculate these things with a margin for error, knowing that you guys shouldn't have to make every single decision perfectly right to be successful. You should be able to make some minor mistakes now and then and recover and carry on. Because I really don't want you to get that kind of paralysis of like, oh, I need to make the exact right move every time I make a move, because that really kind of slows the game down and takes a little bit of the rhythm and out of it. So I think this conversation is great. You guys should be making plans and talking tactics and weighing your options. So I don't want to cut that conversation short by any means. But when it comes time to go do the do, and you've decided on your course of action, and you want to take matters in your hands, and you want to try something or go for something, do it, because it may work out great. It may not, but there should be room for you to recover. That's just all part of the storytelling. Sometimes you try something and it doesn't work, and maybe it doesn't work spectacularly, and that's just part of the story. So roll with it a little bit.
We've got analysis paralysis right now. So
yeah, my calculation of how this comes out. I mean, damage per round, and what we're able to deal, how many hit points we're looking at, and we gotta whittle down a couple hundred hit points, and it can easily take us out in one round. I mean, if it gets lucky, it could wipe the entire party in one round, unless in like one action it can take out the entire party. I don't know what your guys' hit points are, but calculating the average damage. I don't know what the average damage is, but it's something like 40 some odd, or almost. Well, I know it's like 56 hit points or something like that, isn't it? From an attack from the green dragon.
Well, what was our agreement with? Was our agreement to take out the green dragon?
No, our dragon. No, I mean our is to deal with him, is to get him out of the area, to get him to leave the dryad alone. To it is not necessarily that we need to kill the green dragon. By my understanding, am I wrong, Howard?
No, your goal is to get the dryad from under the thumb of the green dragon.
Okay, so we find out why does the green dragon want the dryad?
Because she's in his territory.
No, it's her territory, and he moved in and said, "This is my house now."
Yeah.
Right. And so what was hers is now his, and so she's in his territory.
Okay.
I think Matt's trying to say that it did it for a reason, not just arbitrarily.
Yeah, and I'm not sure,
for power.
who are you going to consult for that?
We were saying we were going to consult the dryad.
Okay, all right.
I'm okay with more talking and less killing.
We get experience
I'm not really.
points. I mean, I assume we get experience points for dealing with the issue, no matter if we kill the green dragon or not.
Win's a win.
Okay, I'll hold you to that one.
So we're gonna talk to the.
You tell me that it was you didn't have to kill the green dragon, so it's not the full CR.
My rule is that the monsters, the traps, the other, be it political danger or reputational danger or whatever it is, are just obstacles to your goal. If you accomplish the goal, you've earned the experience.
Yeah.
So I guess the suggestion is to maybe go talk to the dryad without the dragon being.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, with him hopefully not being there, because last time he kind of,
Get him a case of PBR and tell him that the titty bars got dollar beer night. I don't know.
Sixth Avenue's open.
Right. They're gonna level that place, by the way. Thankfully.
No, really, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna finally go the way of the.
They should have leveled it a couple of decades ago.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think the assumption
right.
there that it would eventually fall in on its own under its own weight.
It's surrounded by parking lot on almost all sides now. So I think they finally talked him into.
All right. Well, you want to distract the dragon with some distraction, and then go talk to the
hoping
dryad,
to not interact with it until later. Let's just go strike camp. Let's go talk to the druid, the dryad. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Then we go for the fight.
Is there
Okay.
anybody
We gotta
that we
update her
know? Is
about
there any
Gabriel
of the
anyway.
druids in the area that we know that could cause a distraction someplace else, where he's having to go look over his shoulder?
I don't have any markers.
Do we know any? Ferris, do you know any druids in the area?
Well, I mean, LaFay is a druid in the area.
Oh. Well, I didn't know he was from. He's not from here, though. I thought
He's not a local though.
No, I'm not from here.
he's not. He's not the local 103.
These ain't my
Right.
parts. You know what? I'm pretty good at setting distraction fires.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I think we probably want to avoid setting a fire.
Yeah.
It'll
That might go against us when we talk to the dryad. Oh shoot!
Well, let's go talk to her but we got to make it quick because that dragon showed up pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, I can certainly create distractions, through summoning things and shaping to things or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if that's what we want to do, I'm probably the best equipped to do that.
Well, and going and asking her those quick questions, letting her know that stuff also kind of plays into that. We'll put the dragon in the air, and then we can, walk back and come around the other side and, get him.
Yeah. So let's strike camp and let's go to the Dryad's clearing.
Like a plan with a goal.
Old dying.
Yeah.
All right. Coming back now to the here and now. Any other follow-up actions to your camping? You moved the manticores away, you ate your breakfast, you picked up all remnants and packed up your gear. Anything else you want to do or settle before you set off back into the Moonwood?
I'm good.
That's a trick question.
All right, silence is acceptance.
How about we disguise our campsite?
Are we coming back?
No. Like
Not all of us.
Not all of us. Yeah, not all of us.
Particularly those
A little foreshadowing from Ferris there.
Cheeky bastard.
Oh, what was that? I don't know the the words to it. We happy few. We found umbrellas.
On this day, St. Crispin's Day.
Right. Don't be growling at me. No.
It's you wanted to leave no trace camp or something? All right,
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it's necessary.
I mean, we'll clear the camp as we normally would.
Okay.
Pick up the cigarette butts, that sort of thing.
Please call.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So as best you can, police things up, get into your marching order, and you're making your way back to the glen that has the oak tree where you believe the dryad should be.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little bit more of Moonwood to cover before you get there. Who wants to roll for the party?
Now, Moonwood is this area to the west of the like this river, that Red Rum, right? Red Run River.
Red rum.
I know.
Yeah.
I said that
Kind
wrong.
of appropriate.
Red
Yeah,
Run.
It's that southwest branch of the Glimmerwood. Is the
Mhm.
Moonwood
Okay.
from the
And we're
Lonely
headed
Tower
where?
Belt. So you're headed pretty much north at this point. You need to get further in to the Moonwood to get to that glen.
All right.
So who would like to roll for random for the party?
I'll do it.
Oh. Maybe it's just because I haven't rolled a dice all night, or maybe it's just luck, or maybe it's just fate, but you guys did not get too far.
Talks too much.
JC, you want to roll D12 for me?
Oh.
Okay. How about that?
Number 10. What are we doing with number 10? Get my notes. Right. That could be fun. That could be very interesting. All right. Journal with our. Is there one here?
It's like
All right. The party finds themselves deep within the dense, shadowy embrace of the Moonwood. Sunlight barely penetrates the thick canopy above, casting a perpetual twilight through the ancient forest. The air is filled with the sound of nature, yet an eerie unease seems to hang among the trees. As the group cautiously navigates the underbrush, the ground suddenly trembles. Before they can react, two massive figures burst forth from the tree line. Towering cyclopses, each with a single eye, piercing, fixed on the intruders, emerge with a ferocious roar that echoes. Sorry, I was showing this picture there. That echoes through the forest. Each giant commands a companion dire wolf, which also leaps into action besides their masters. With surprising agility for their size, the Cyclops start hurling enormous boulders in their direction. Party scrambles for cover, realizing they have stumbled into a deadly confrontation. The Cyclops is determined to protect their territory, show no sign of backing down. With each thunderous throw, trees splinter and the earth shakes, challenging the adventurer's courage and skill with this unexpected battle for survival. Roll initiative.
I don't see any of them, Howard. You said we see them in the description, but they're not on the map.
I'm revealing them. Hang on.
And it's not like they can hide.
And to be clear, they're throwing rocks at us or they're throwing it at each other.
Oh no, they're throwing them at you.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure this wasn't like a lover's tiff.
I like how they look like they're playing basketball.
They're palming the ball, palming the boulder.
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing basketball. Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, this is going on. This is a b-ball game gone wrong.
All right, we need to change the mood a little bit here.
Oh, I got to roll initiative. That's right. Where am I?
Oh, oops.
Huh. Wow, I rolled very poorly. Here we are with this another group of bad guys named Howard.
Indeed it is, but the dire wolves aren't.
Yes, I noticed that.
It's just Howard playing basketball with himself.
Right.
All right. Begin
Looks
combat.
like I go first. Let's mark the target. That should have it marked.
Which I don't see it.
I am going for this guy. So, bonus action, he gets hexed.
With the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you keep doing that? There. Hex. Consume spell slot. Yes, cast spell. Alright, so this guy's hexed. Then we're going to open off like we usually do in this situation. Does a 20 hit? And I'm just going to roll the second attack.
That also hits.
So they both hit. So let's see. That's 2 damage from the curse. Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Delete. He gets damage. Then he gets 2 damage from the Eldritch Blast. And 1 sneak attack.
Nice.
I'll give Howard a chance to add that up before I...
Oh, I as it comes up, I hit the apply
Oh,
button.
you've been coming? Okay. And then I'm going to scooch. Let's see here. Like so. So they no longer have me. I've got cover now. I don't know how badly that guy looks, but it should be pretty bad.
It seems like 50 hit points.
Something like that. 27, 37, 44, then 40, 54, 62, I think, total.
Damn.
All right, guys, it's all you.
You're out of here.
All right, I got him.
Visually
Targeted.
speaking, Howard, how badly does he look?
Well, he looks damaged.
I would hope, but...
Okay, I got him targeted.
You don't have him targeted.
Oh, I don't?
Well, I didn't see.
It's the The one to the left.
The one that I
Well,
was working on.
It's gonna hit. But
Yeah.
Usually I get to see if you've got it targeted. It pops up and shows me.
It didn't, because I hit the little target icon and then I clicked him.
I think all you don't hit the target icon. Well, yeah, it should. Well, all right, go ahead. Roll your damage.
And then I will do it again.
That's a hit.
Alright, and movement. Not good, not good. And then I am going to move Rot over here. Come on, Rot. Oh, sorry. Okay.
All good.
Yeah.
Dion.
She can't do anything because I didn't order her to do anything. So she's just gonna keep watch for the moment.
Does she notice anything odd or out of the ordinary, or
Other than massive rock hurling cyclopses? A little
yeah?
odd.
Maybe they're illusions. I disbelieve the rock. Oh God!
Suddenly believe the rock.
Yeah, I don't believe the rock hit me.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a rock.
Yeah.
Right.
Connery.
Is it my turn already?
Yes,
Came
sir.
quick. Howard rolled really poorly on his initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Wow, he
Thanks
didn't
for
even
that.
move very far. I thought a dire wolf could move farther than that.
Are you wanting to give him some extra movement?
Not really. I just am surprised.
Careful, that'll get you an opportunity attack.
Depends on how far above I go.
True. Excuse me.
All right, in a deft display, I am going to go wings unfurled and rise up into the air. In a in a big display. Let me put it that way. Very big, very beautiful display. We're going up into the air. Come down on the doggy.
Which doggy?
The one in front of me, but I'm going to come down on it from above.
Okay.
All right.
It has a held action.
Huh?
It has a held action. So it's going to be doing that while you do yours.
While I come down on it from above, I'm not coming in like this. I'm coming in down like this.
Yeah, it's watching you as it comes down, waiting for you, and then it's going to do what it does.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Huh. All right.
What's Connery's armor class?
16.
Yeah, it tries to bite you, but it fails.
All right. Did you do anything to the direwolf, or I just regular attacks, right? Or does death from above?
I haven't done anything to it.
So literally, I'm going to come down on top of it.
Okay.
In a mounting position, as it were.
Yeah, I want to mount it and ground and pound. Any
Okay.
advantages for that?
No, there's no advantages.
Okay. Does an 18 hit?
18 hits, yeah.
Well, what I'm looking for also is a damage bonus.
What was that?
I'm doing my attack.
Hang on. I can't see your character sheet.
What?
I was just trying to look at your character sheet.
Well, I was coming down on top of him, so.
No, that doesn't do anything different.
Okay, I didn't know if the physics would help or not.
We couldn't afford the physics engine license.
Right, I got you. And let's see. Wonder how much damage that does. Yeah, I'd be dead.
He can't bite you if you're on him.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the Cyclops if they hit me with a rock.
They'll hurt their own dog too.
Well, I guess I'll just hope he his damage is low. All right. I guess that's it for now.
Oh. Okay. Sander.
Ah. Keep losing my. Oh, okay. So for. Let's see. Who all we got here?
I'm going to move you there, Matt, because you can't really be in the same space with it.
Why not? I mean, I'm on top of him.
Like a grapple, basically?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you punched and kicked him on your way down, but
Yeah. Okay, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. I was just trying to be cinematic and, wouldn't I be there?
Well, all right. He's a 2x2 creature, so
Yeah.
you're actually.
I'm just saying, I was trying to like land on top of him, be all cinematic and, create a situation. And yeah, riding a
riding a wolf
dire
like
wolf would be really freaking cool. Make it have to like throw me off or some shit. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That was the intent, Howard.
All right. What are we doing, Xander?
So I'm going to start off with a bless.
Who are we blessing?
I'm going to do what's going to be standard coming up. Conry, Rot, and Ferris, I think.
Well, I wish those icons were just a smidge bigger.
Yeah. My eyes aren't the best at doing this on these screens. Blessed. And what does that do for me again? I get an extra.
You get. Hold on. Let me just read it. Make sure I don't confuse anybody here. So, shit. Go away, you.
You get to add a D4 to saving throws or attack rolls.
Right. Yeah. Which you probably shouldn't need a saving throw. So, you can use it.
Well, you never know. You might get a saving throw against those rocks.
Yeah. You can roll your die, right? Your attack die. And if it misses, you can add that 2d4 to it to make it hit.
Oh, it's a 2d4?
Uh-huh. And then if you hit, then you can just save it. And if you have to do a saving throw, then it'll be no, I'm sorry, it's 1d4. 1d4.
Oh, okay.
And then if you don't need it to hit, then you could just save it in case you need it for a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
So
And you can use that. I can use that the whole round?
You could use it for the duration. Yeah. Yeah.
It lasts for a minute, so about 10 rounds.
Yeah. And then the one you're working on is the one on the left. The Cyclops, is the one on the left that you've been whittling on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one I.
All right, I'm gonna throw my Hex Curse on Hexblade Curse on the other one here.
Okay.
And let me get to that right quick. Figure out where it's at.
Darn it.
Hexblade Curse.
Where'd he go?
And that's my turn. Well, how far away am I?
Where'd the Cyclops go?
I was trying to
He's
put
still there.
I'm trying to put a state on him.
He went. There you go.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine where I'm at.
I forget where he was in the initiative turn.
He was way down there. They went together.
They were together.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were together.
Both Howards went one after the other.
Yeah.
After Anna.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they both went at the bottom of the order. I was like, that's a
It's a depth perception issue, Matt. It's very difficult for depth perception. Out of curiosity, do they get a disadvantage to throw at range with depth perception issues?
No, their eye is so big that they get binocular vision.
Got it.
Actually, there is something about that.
What's their range?
Their range, the perception range is limited because of that.
Nice. And funny.
Okay. What are we doing, Xander?
That was it. My turn's over.
Buffet?
No ranged attacks.
No,
So
no,
this
I
guy-
can't on this turn.
This guy's looks pretty bad,
He should be.
Yeah,
and
he's
this
been
guy's
taking-
untouched.
so far.
I'm gonna try to entangle him.
Okay, you're
You
entangling
might be able to get both of them.
the right side one.
Yeah, the one that's not hurt.
Okay.
But did I? Yeah. Is that right?
So yeah, it's actually a 20-foot square. So Mike's right. You can entangle.
Both of them.
Oh yeah, let me try and entangle both of them. Sorry, I misplaced it. I'll go for both of them. I don't know how to move it, but
You delete it and then do it again.
Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Needs to go up one and over one.
Yeah, I mean, does that get both of them? I know it's kind of awkward, but
Yeah, and they're both cursed. So.
Different curses. Xander's is inferior.
Oh.
It's just for
He
me.
doesn't have the Horcrux.
He doesn't. His hex isn't nearly as big as mine.
wait, I think I might have placed a second template, but come on.
How's that?
Yeah, as long as I can get both of them, you're all right with that. Then whatever.
Yeah, well, they're both in the area of effect, and there's nothing perfect
Okay.
there, but
Yeah. All right. So then they roll a strength saving throw.
first one made it.
Boo!
Second one made it.
Double boo.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, the curse isn't for them against the saving throws. It's for us in damage rolls and all that.
Not damage rolls, but attack rolls.
It says against cursed target, you gain a +3 bonus to damage rolls.
That's
Score a
only
critical
for
hit on
Howard.
19
Or sorry,
and
that's
20.
only for Brad.
Yeah, I was reading his. I can't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
yours.
It's scrolled off probably.
All right,
Well, I'm just
gonna.
saying it's a hex, right?
Yeah.
All it talks about is the necrotic damage. Okay.
Well, it's the saving throw too.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'm done.
Anna.
Okay. Let me see here. I can't see the Cyclops for some reason. Is it because I'm turned around?
You can see them
you
both.
might be turned in the right direction.
I'm
Yeah,
looking,
you should be able to.
you see them both.
Oh,
to
I
the-
wasn't out far enough. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cast heroism on Conry. Let me see here.
Wow.
Now, I did have a question for the animating performance thing. How would I do that, Howard?
What you would you would go to your features, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a so you need an action to animate the object.
Oh, and then another action to make it actually like attack or something.
All right. So you take one action to animate the object, and then a bonus action to do the dancing to put it forth to do like its force empowered slam or melee weapon attack, whatever.
All right. Let me see. All right. I think for now I'm going to hold off on that. I think I'm just going to do the let me see. And heroism is considered a bonus action or a regular spell?
That's in the casting time. So if you go to your spell book and heroism. So it says one
action. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cast it on Conry. And then let's see here. And I'm going to just go ahead and take cover behind a tree.
You know, a tree is not going to be much cover from those that big ass boulders.
Yeah, but where I'm at, I'm like all naked in the open.
There's cover and there's concealment. You are seeking concealment. That is not cover from that big ass boulder.
But I'm all naked in the
hide
open.
behind Xander.
Yeah. That's again concealment, not really cover.
All right. So these black things are trees or no?
The black it's caused by the shadows of tree trunks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blocking line of sight. So yes, if you go behind so that they can't see you.
Makes it less obvious where they need to hit.
Right.
But they're kind of using, an area effect weapon here.
It's okay. They can whack the tree first.
kind of a crew served weapon here,
It's fine.
All right, which one's
All right,
this?
I'm done.
You know that thing of close only counts and
Horseshoes, hand grenades, and boulders.
and big ass boulders. This is gonna hurt. See, I don't want to land there now. I want to land on the other side of him. He's gonna spike the ball. He's gonna spike the ball.
If you have any leftovers, let me know.
Yeah, it's gonna be anything left over of me. I doubt it.
I think he was talking to his wife about food.
I know.
It works for both, though, in this case. So.
It's gonna be a little bit of monk pate here.
Spread out across the forest.
Yeah. He's gonna have a smash burger for lunch.
All right.
Well, I don't know. You're right there with their wolf, right? So they're probably not going to throw a rock at you.
So his rock attack is a single target. But he's really mad at Ray, so he's going to try to hit Ray.
I didn't impress him with my supernatural abilities.
He was too busy covering from the.
I was trying to make a display of being dangerous and you know, to these simpletons.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I will. Just for that, Matt, and just because you want to make a big deal out of it, roll perform.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like how that sounds.
We'll say DC 15. You have enthralled the dude, and he's gonna change target.
All right.
All right, bye, Matt. Bye, Connery. Oh, it's nice to know you.
Yeah.
I salute your sacrifice.
Yeah. For those about to die, I salute you. How many hit points did I get for heroism, by the way?
You did get temporary hit points, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
For those about to get rocked.
Yeah. For those about to rock, we salute you. Yes.
I think it's 4.
I need to put on some AC/DC for that.
I believe it's 4, Matt.
That's it? Okay.
The heroism came from Anna, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you get to take 4 off the top every turn that comes around, but
I thought it's just temporary hit points.
No, it is temporary hit points, but it refreshes each turn.
You keep as long as she keeps her concentration every round, that the 4 fills back up. You've lost any of them.
Like an automatic cure light wounds every round.
Okay, I'm back.
DC 15 performance roll.
Oh, you want me to roll? Okay.
Yeah, this is your performance.
I got you.
You're putting on a show. Let's see what kind of a showman you are.
Oh, okay. DC 15 performance. Let's see. Might have to do some inspiration. I don't know. Okay. If I do inspiration, it'll be at advantage, right?
It will be at advantage.
Do I want to use it for that, or do I want to use it for what I'm about to do?
Whatever keeps you from getting stoned.
Well, it looks like he's trying to get stoned.
Everybody must get stoned.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. The flourishing display from Connery catches the eye of the Cyclops. And he instead hurls a massive boulder point blank at Connery.
Oh God!
And this reminds me when
you mean he's not cowed and awed, you know?
Oh, he's throwing that rock. He's just picking where it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I know a little, you know, something. So I know they're simpletons.
All right.
What do you do?
22 is gonna hit, right?
Yeah, that's gonna connect. I will be using my reaction.
All right. Do I roll damage? Do I roll damage first?
You roll damage.
That's 25.
Woo! All right.
So it's 25 minus.
See how much I can knock it down. There's no way for me to make it better. I will use my. Well, wait.
I applied the damage. We'll heal you back for whatever you deflect.
All right. So we'll use my inspiration for this.
So it's 8 plus It's 8 plus 10. What's the formula there?
It rolled it weird. It should have been an advantage, shouldn't it?
It rolled 2 dice.
Okay.
It did roll 2 dice. It ain't missed
so
that one.
he reduces 25 points of damage off of it.
No, it's 8 plus 10.
It should be 18.
All right. So
And then your 4 temporary hit points.
Then
Right.
no, because
Right.
I get another +3 because of isn't that the guy who's hexed?
He is hexed, but it's
your hex, not his. Not
it's
not
my
Brad.
hex.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
So you get 18 back, so that takes you up. And then
Any chance I can
then
get out,
for-
kind of
Brad
roll
is-
out of the way and have
Brad
it
is-
hit the direwolf?
No.
Okay.
And Brad's correct. The first 4 of those are temporary hit points, so you're back up to 53. Wow, you barely got scratched out of that.
I know.
All right, so that you did take a key point off for that, right?
Let's see that one.
I think he only needs to use a key point if he's going to throw it back, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, let's see. When you do so, damage that is reduced. If you reduce it to 0, then I could have spent a key point to make a ranged attack. So what
Only
I
if
was
it's-
hoping for there, Howard, was for you to roll low enough for me to reduce the damage to 0 and do a.
It's only if you can hold it in one hand.
No, it just says I have to have a free hand. It does
No,
not
it
say I
says
have to hold it.
it does say if you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand and you have at least one hand free.
Well, it
If you
says
catch a
use
missile in this
reaction to
way-
deflect or catch a missile when it's a deflect, so I can deflect.
Check under the board details.
Oh, he caught that missile.
He caught it. He caught it right to the head.
Anyway, you didn't reduce it to 0, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So anyway, I was going to deflect it, and but I do move out of the way enough that it barely hurts,
You gotta
and I
prove-
still have movement left, right?
It's not your turn though.
Oh, I can't use up my rest of my movement later on in the turn. Oh, that's right. Okay,
No.
okay.
Nice try.
I'm thinking of a different game system. Sorry.
Rifts flashbacks.
Yes. Dynamic combat.
He's gonna be done.
He's got to be standing there going, "Where's little man under rock?"
So did they break free of the entanglement?
Yeah, it never got him.
Oh,
They were too strong for that.
Yeah, it was only like a 14. Yeah, no.
All right, the second one's also gonna throw a boulder at Connery.
Doesn't really have line of sight there.
He doesn't have line of sight.
I only get one reaction, don't I?
Yep.
Yeah, you only get one reaction.
And you've used your 4 heroism.
Oh, so this could get really messy.
This one might hurt. Let's see if he actually lands it though.
He might hit his buddy.
Yeah, roll a 1. One.
Roll 1. He's gonna take out his partner.
He almost rolled a critical. Oh, that would have been bad. That 20 teetered there for a second, and then it just rolled over. But he is going to hit.
Yeah.
25 points of damage.
Oh,
Again,
The first one was 28. This one's 25. All right. Rat goes with.
Yep.
with Ferris.
All right, guys. Need to do your thing.
Ray.
All right. Well, since he moved to see me, I guess that means I see him. And he is next to Conry. So, hello, sneak attack. We're going to do Eldritch Blast. I'll just roll both of the attacks. That'll miss.
That's a miss.
And the second
Is a
one,
hit.
that probably hits. So you get a damage from that. Plus, you get a damage.
You got the left
from
one, right?
heck.
One you hit before.
Yeah. It's the same one that the one that tried to get me a second time.
All right.
I gotta scroll up to find my last use of hex so I can get the damage. Damage from that. And he also gets a sneak attack. So that's all the damage. Then I'm going to take a bonus action to hide.
Okay.
And I will roll a stealth, I assume.
Yeah.
So here's a stealth roll. I think I'm hidden. And then...
Aaron is.
yes.
Is you got the TV on or something?
Oh, that's my kid talking.
Oh.